welcome, sisters. Welcome to our program on target. And as usual, you could pick up the telephone and give us a call. We never have a subject matter. We speak about anything. Politics, religion, socioeconomic issues, any issue trending, any topical issue of the day. You can interrupt us. We take calls and we highly appreciate your contribution. You don't have to agree with us. This program is basically exchanging ideas and discussion. We encourage you to hold discussion with your own family on the block about pertinent issues affecting this country. There are some issues that will transcend politics. There are some issues that are part of politics. We must listen to NC or NNP. Listen to one another. Listen to the advanced one. Listen to the explanation and justification. Encourage both sides to give the issue and economic. A very different the life of the Catholic Christian is also a period of celebrating the Eucharist and a period of celebrating and showing an act of great love. Jesus Christ washed the apostles' feet. During that period in history, to shake the dust from your feet was great insult. People had to wash their feet before they enter the house of another, particularly if it was somebody in high stand. So for the leader, Jesus Christ, to wash the apostles' feet was a great teaching example. We who want to lead must be prepared to serve. It's a good lesson for politicians in Grenada. If you want to get involved in politics, no one should get in politics for personal reasons. Shouldn't. You know the constituents, and you speak to the people in the community. You always tell them that you came to politics to help them. Every politician I know of, perhaps except Dick Mitchell, came into politics to help people. The first discourse you have with them, they say they come to help you. Remember the teachings of Jesus Christ. Yes, scholar, welcome. Great man.
Yeah, well, and it's people who lovely and kind. That is good people name, what are we calling it?
Cultureman.
And so,
Cultureman.
Yeah, Mr.
Cultureman.
Mr. Pierre.
Cultureman. Cultureman.
I don't mean nothing.
Cultureman.
Yes.
Cultureman.
I mean, let me point and say what I have to say.
Cultureman.
And when the phone ring, you up on the phone, you have to receive. And according to if somebody haven't got the line phone, we, you know what I mean, in cellular, that's cutting out whatever you saying. So what I want to tell you today, I start to you. And I want you to give the government, the NDC government, Mr. Zika and the Prime Minister, a thumbs up today and a credit for all the work that they have done for in 9 months' time. Yeah, and they are working because I listen, I pass through Lagoon Saturday. And this place is a whole terrible place. That was, years old, donkeys, whatever. I wasn't a real, bad state. Old boat parking up, old streets, all kind of thing. So now, Sir Andy Williams, that he's trying to keep these person clean. They're just waiting for the rain now to plant the grass for everybody, NNP, ULP, all you come and, all you will come and enjoy to my next areas. Now, I don't care if people say after mine, but I'm not in trouble. You check? I'm not in trouble. Yeah, so I'm listening to you now.
All right, thank you. Thank you for the contribution. Thank you for the contribution you made.
I said that is how the program have to go. You listen, and then.
Yes, you see, when you come to a program, if you want to make your contribution, make your contribution. It stops you from making your contribution. But you want to come and accuse me. When you're speaking, Deacon Grenada, you can't back away from that. He is the Prime Minister. He is the minister told as a man with deep pockets and contact. The only politician in the whole country back in politics, and this was the credentials that he come with. Every other politician that I know of in the Caribbean presented themselves to help people, to change the situation, to change the circumstances. Deacon Mitchell came to it, and the first salvo of providing information on him, he was found that he has a lot of contact and deep pockets. I speak, I encourage you to take me on the truth. Because it's time in Grenada that radio personalities and just drag the truth, speak the truth as much as possible. We're going to make mistakes now and then. And if you want to defend Deacon, you don't ask justification. I'm not saying anything wrong about him. He was sold a man deep pockets and contacts. And I was quoting that leaders, political leaders, must understand that when you go in politics, you sell yourself to the villagers that you're going to serve them. And you see politicians breaking away, abandoning the constituency for personal reasons. After you wreck of the people went out to defend you, tell you over your faults, then over a period of time you stoning on the people. And I take objection to that. Particularly the people in the lower income group. Maybe a long time you don't go in St. George's Culture, man. Perhaps a long time. Particularly the people on the lower income group. And politicians have to be humble. And now is a good time. Because today is Holy Thursday. The Thursday before Good Friday. It is the beginning of the Triduum. One of the most holy and important in the life of the Catholic Christians and Anglican and others. And they would tell you that if this didn't happen, if this is not in the truth, then our faith is in vain. It's a serious time. Today in the Catholic Church all the world, you would see the shepherd of the church, the priest, washing the feet of lay persons, symbolizing what Christ did to the apostles. The normal thing is for the apostles to wash Christ's foot. But Christ introduced a new teaching, a new command, an act of love for the leader to wash the feet of the disciples. Perhaps it's a good lesson for all our politicians, ministers, and representatives in the constituencies to remember that your duty is to serve. When you were campaigning and when you were introducing yourself and want people to support you, that is what you're going to do. You're going to serve the people. You always give them the impression that it was not about you, it was about them. And I said sometime before that there are a number of people in our country that don't really need politicians that much. Because they have the education, they have the clout, the law. But the people who needs the politician the most are our ordinary folks. These are the ones that is very easy to walk over. And this is why I believe more people must speak about that. When you see acts where individuals are trampling on the ordinary folks, I believe we have a right to speak about it. Cultureman, I believe we have a right to speak about the people who the Democratic Congress disadvantage. 9 months in politics, over 1,500 people lost their jobs, including people over $600. Let me give you an example. The parliamentary representative negotiated with the Minister of Social Affairs after they fired women in the caregiving program. The parliamentary representative interceded. The minister agreed that they will re-employ all but one person. They will re-employ all but one. But based upon the information that I have, 2 of them have already fired. And 2 of them, they say they're on the red line. On the ice. A new term that has evolved among these people. And I say these people don't have a voice. They're led by trade unions. And if the parliamentary representative intercede on their behalf, that's perhaps all she could do. And the minister gave her word. But now they find them, one person say incrementally. They one. 2 have already the job. And I understand 2 more is not right. This is not fair. These people work for under $700 a month. These jobs have been created to help the impact of the high unemployment. There is no economic justification for the action taken by the government because based upon the budget, the government is likely to meet its objective. Based upon the government spending habits, it doesn't seem that the government have an economic problem. So you just share wickedness that causing them to take advantage on the poor. These people don't have much voices supporting them. You can't go to newspaper doesn't study them. So they sit in the community and they stand the consequences of action, not recognizing that your job is to serve. And because today is Holy Thursday, and one of the acts of great love that was exhibited on that day was Christ washing the feet of the disciples, of the apostles. And this is the message for political leaders and politicians. That your responsibility is to help the people of the lower income group. You also help everybody. Political party could help their supporters. But when you become a minister, you're supposed to help everybody in the community. But when you single out, when you get the also for pursuit, I think it is wrong. The people don't bother with. It's in the and it's the cause of the people. Personal sacrifice. He became minister of Grenada after. But when he started, there was no plus in it. You know, he took on the might and the wealth of the plantocracy and the privilegencia. And he helped these people. And that is why those people then say, Gary make them wear nylon panty. And this is personal. That some people now turn up their nose when they hear that. Well, your grandmother used to wear bamboo dress. That is what they used to wear. And they used to walk on the bare feet and get the ground and get jigger. And the cheap 28 schools were built. And God sees that you should go to school. And when they can't send their children to school because they don't have clothes, and they don't have food, and they don't have shoes, the Bible says, go highway and byway and bring them black people children in school. In those days, beat those children as if they forgot they had skin. They used to say, turn they hide. They bleed, they bleed. And 20 and 30 lash on your back. Yes, scholar, welcome.
Yes, sir.
Yes, scholar, welcome.
Well, I happen to hold talks with NDC yesterday, and I convinced him if RealFM is wrong, challenge them. If Mr. Pierre is wrong with what he's saying, come out and point out to him where he's wrong with what he's saying. And the caller say, I don't want to come out. Deacon Mitchell have to take harsh measures and in the beginning of his term, said, this is why Ollie ban your bank. Because now is the time advocating for the vulnerable with a 150. They purge in the list, they go do it sometime later down in the term. Eric Gary and Kit Mitchell never think so. The later down in the term, I say, what? Cost of living is high, you know, how you could. He said, nah, man, one day they will put it back. Or they, in the meantime, let Grenadians go through a little pressure. And when time comes, who tell the best lie in the election campaign win? Kit Mitchell tried to win on past performance, but he make a mistake. So I want callers to listen to that. So when I listen, I get it to come from the guts of a political activist. And I was really mad about it. He said, there's planning something again, which is a catch. Who tell the best lies win. I don't know if any caller agree with me.
and is upset about it because you don't have to lie to the population. I continue to advocate, give those people their money, as RealFM is saying. I say that's one of the number one station. What making Grenadians know what happened to them? He said, well, ban your belly. Thank you, sir.
Yes, scholar. You see, a lot of people do that. If you have a country and only few people or not the majority of people, your policies is not in the majority of people, the result will be counterproductive. Already we have an education system that doesn't seek the interests of the majority. It is practically a factory in producing people who is not competitive on the job market. Now, when you compound that with a government institutionalized political vision, it is a formula. It is a formula for social decay. Yes, caller, welcome.
Hey, good afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, welcome, caller.
Yeah, I wouldn't said, but the one before that, I wouldn't call his name, right? Let me tell people in Grenada who don't have radio program calling us be like. Program and you have your views is yours and not for the station, right? That gentleman made a point for my station, but I will leave that there. But let me call on you. This morning, I was rather shocked to not see like this bill is in the upper house and it's not being broadcast in this station, but the national station of the nation. Especially where a bill is so controversial and we're supposed to cover it. So we all know the Senate doesn't be covered as crucial as past years. But no, there are bills that is being tabled and potential now. Only. So situation with the and only in office as a disappear. You the man always advocate for education. Right? Can you build hospitals? Can you pay 75 men coming in the office and 6 months in likes and like I said, popularity, not leadership, right? And if this party, that what they're doing is what they call political vengeance, according to our former minister in America, this is what I call political vengeance. That will be the demise. Planting trees and beautifying places, that was always there. NMP was always building roads, or the government then. There was always fixing schools. These things always happened over the years. The difference was, for the last next, there was not an opposition in the House, the upper house, and the House. There wasn't. Now we have it. So the Honorable Dr. Mitchell, he has to talk. He's the leader of the NMP, leader of His Majesty's opposition. He has to talk, and his members who were elected have to talk. So by telling us, let us not talk and find out what they I saw something in the Senate that was rather gross. The Honorable Legal Affairs Minister was talking, and she was making up. You don't have living in Parliament or in Senate. You don't because the Hansard does record that, right? The president addressed her as the lawyer. When you're in Senate or in the lower house, they don't address you as a profession. They address you as member and whoever, honorable. But that's my observation. But I'm saying is that you keep doing it and lovely program.
Yes, scholar, thank you very much. And you people must understand that it's a democratic process, and you could express your views and opinion. And if you don't use it, you're going to lose it. A lot of people will want to silence you, but they could only silence you if you want to silence yourself. So nothing that any political party could do You have different mediums. You may have radio station, but you have social medias, and you could go in different parts to speak to. So you cannot be silenced, you know. Yes, caller, welcome. Yes, caller. All right, caller, just call back. And people who put themselves, and I'm, on that. Yes, caller, welcome.
Hey, good
Yeah,
afternoon,
go right
Mr.
ahead.
Pierre.
Go right ahead.
Mr. Pierre, I listened to the Attorney General, and she was speaking about the bill, the COVID bill, the government at the time wanted. Hello?
Yeah, go.
Yeah, the COVID bill, the government wanted us to in Parliament. All right? I say was totally opposed to it because it's unconstitutional. So she says she contact the lawyers for legal advice. And they picketed the parliament because that bill was against the right of the people. But Mr. Pierre, okay, if that bill was going against the will of the people, you have the data protection bill, the constitution that which you're trying to silence people. But why it is same liars that knows laws and they are the expert that you consulted in the COVID bill? Why did this give you send a letter to you to let you know what is the grievance against the bill that you want to pass in Parliament? Why you don't seek the advice? You need a concern to do with the COVID bill. Right now, you need them. You turn back on them. You don't hear from them. Because if you have trust in them, you have trust in them before. You lost trust in their lives. And then what is you have like you put your hand in? You have to have consultation first. Consult with people, get the views of the people, stakeholders, and if there is some change that to make in the bill, you make the change for the betterment and for the good of the people. And there is no law could supersede the constitution of a country. Every country is governed by laws, and every citizen has a right. We have a right to do it respectfully and do it respectfully and do it the right way. I was listening on Shaggy this morning, and I hear a guy say within the night what this government did, and NP did it. The blind and now it's open, but the same development, but the development that they're seeing, it is not done within the 9 months. It was done before. So if it was done before, it isn't done in within the 9 months. That means the government that was there, that they did a lot. I'm concerned what happened. There's a lot of development going to take place. Where the COVID hit Grenada somewhere in February, March. I think in 2019. A lot of projects that the government had was to bring on stream. They'll put it on hold. You cannot go and do things and forget people. When as pandemic hit a country, what your desire and your most important thing you have to do is to seek the interests of the Grenadian people. See what you could do then to protect the life. And Grenada developed. When you look at the transformation that took place under the previous government, is a lot. Don't let people tell you what they want you can say. But look, take a look at Grenada. Look at the water, look at the road, the electricity. Because I know in school, before the time when people go to school, by the time you get home, Mr. Pierre, by the time the place is transformed into electricity, pipe borne water, people that had going to water, you have water right inside the house. Look, a lot of development took place. Look at the port it was terminal. The stadium, you had the cricket and athletic stadium. That is transformation. That transformation in what? Well, that is transformation indeed. I declared even the blind could see what the previous government.
And the National Democratic Congress getting you to do exactly what they want you to do. The National Democratic Congress say the Prime Minister, Deacon Mitchell said it is not transformation. It is restorative justice. You still talking about transformation. It is not transformation. It is restorative justice. Yes, welcome.
Mr.
good afternoon.
Go right ahead.
Mr. Pierre, you notice some of us Grenadians so hypocrite and paranoid.
He's a Grenadian. Some of us.
Who are from them?
Then it's better to say some of us.
Well, I tell you some.
Yeah.
You didn't listen to me.
Oh, go ahead.
I said some of us Grenadians.
Yeah.
It is hypocrite. Mr. Pierre says this government come to power. This government never have fun to do nothing in this country. Government reach there and the government meet everything is you see what going on in this country. It's hard to see what this government do. What happened? Government do. Bless the people take to wicked. They're going and bless the place and they're not inviting nobody who build it. So how we
Caller, you want me to tell you some of the things that this government do?
Huh?
You want me to tell you some of the things the government do? Stay on the phone. The National Democratic Congress come in power. In 9 months, they fire over 1,500 workers. They fire the women of Karakou, men from Pause. The government violently remove $150 from the income of the elderly and the physically disadvantaged.
That is the work they do since they come
Even children go to school, the government take out money from them. The government lost $70 million to get an extension. They send individuals in Barbados who snob the people. The government introduced restorative justice, that is victimization of people. That are some of the things they did, Color.
Yes, Mr. Pierre.
So don't say they don't do nothing. They don't do nothing good, but they have done.
I can't understand how people could sit in and say they praise government for what? What you praise the government to do?
Well, some people glad because when the people lost their job, the Minister of Labor, it seems as though it was a very bad moment for her. She seemed content and happy. And some people are asking to fire more people.
People walking more when they get their pay. They can't see what they're doing with it. And they tell them they give them in fortnight. And they say the money they go the economy. How money is something around the economy, Mr. Pierre? I just understand all.
Well, the same money could come quicker.
I just look like we coming out. This people like them, what say they have the money, they have the attention, they don't spend it, and they laughing us who suffering. Mr. Pierre, have advice.
Thank you, Color. We have to continue the discussion, and we have to try not to be too emotional, and we have to be very tolerant. I always try to engage the hardline members of the National Democratic Congress because I think it is important. Difficult for me to understand a political party that is so hostile against ordinary people. Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre,
yes, caller, welcome.
we need to lose $70 million, and you're happy about that, isn't it? Well, let me tell you the real story. Dr. Mitchell had 7 years to get on the money. 7 years, to get on the money. He never do it. 7 years to get on the money.
So that's why you lose it?
Yes, because they say they don't want it.
Caller, the money was lost. Caller, remember, if you walk away from the truth, I'm going to tighten you. Deacon Mitchell snubbed the people in Barbados. He snubbed them.
Well, if
Deacon Mitchell snubbed the institution and the people in Barbados. That is why I lost the money. No, caller. Deacon Mitchell snubbed the people in Barbados. You have to face the truth. You have some truth you must face. Deacon Mitchell snubbed the people.
The time passed, Mr.
Okay. Thank you. Yes. They did for Grenada. It was there a couple of years. The government had to go and lobby for an extension. And it is not uncommon for you to have money and then you have to go and give people the reason, the justification why they should give you an extension. Mitchell was the Minister of Finance. He did not. The people expected who should come. He did not send the high-power people in Ministry of Finance. I think send Lennox, Andrew, and Andy. So that is a snub. You snub the people. 70 million. Deacon Milton went about flying. But when to discuss the issue of 70 million, he did not. If you had to go and discuss an issue like that, he should have even engaged Twine in the central bank. Because he claimed he's a neophyte, they would have given him some tidbits, some information how to address it. Because you're going to Barbados, it's just obvious that he would have to pay a courtesy call on Mia Motley. So he should have even informed her. Because all the influence on the financial institution and Deacon Mitchell. It's a serious matter to deal with your neighbor. You make an appointment when you would come to it. You stand to benefit and you send your grandchild. And the grandchild walk in the neighbor yard, don't even say good morning and say I come for the money. You snub the people. That is why I believe they lost the money. No. The Mitchell addressed the United Nations and speak in glowing terms. He is the champion of Haiti. And a few days after that, 15 Haitians reaching Grenada and unceremoniously he even prevent them from landing. Deacon Mitchell was in Cuba and Ortega. And since he evoked his bishop's spirit, or attempt to evoke my bishop's spirit, and then he closed on marketing board. That is the individual you're dealing with, and we must face that. We do hope during this period that he go in the church and get his feet washed. And perhaps that might cause a change and a rude awakening. And he would recognize that one of his responsibility is to serve this country. Yes, caller, welcome.
Yes, Mr. Pierre, afternoon. He put it the other way. He sent back the Haitians, and a few days after, he had to go to Barbados to explain himself, and up to now, he never explained in Barbados. When he went there, he went to embarrass us once again. But here, when he went to the United Nations and do his speech, one of the things he emphasized, and I was so amazed to hear it, and I was glad to hear it not nowhere, is that he cared about the mental wellness of the people of Grenada. About a month and a half before, he fired one of the psychologists we had in this country helping mental people. And I have to talk to Mr. Pancho radio program. So I know, and even though I don't know Mr. Pancho, maybe I know him more than I think. We come from Rasali, he's from Tivoli, and I should know him. He's a psychologist. no reason but to started exposing that whole issue of firing workers in this country, you know. He about free started that information to the public, and he was fired. But yeah, I don't usually describe him as a liar. I don't actually use the word lie to describe him. But there's a lady who calls on radio program a whole lot. She, this morning, I was amazed to hear it. Although I shouldn't have been, because she didn't think it is, or in recent times. She went so far as to say, when this man tell her run, stand up. When he tell you stand up, run. You see the thing? She is so disturbed by the way that things, the way he speaks. She says, when that man tell you run, stand up. When he tell you stand up, run.
Shouldn't not the ordinary people be concerned when you have a leader of a country behaving like that?
I've been saying from the beginning, even before anybody say a word about that, there's a good friend of mine, we talk about Vic a whole lot and what the government is doing. And it's not a party thing we're talking about. We're looking at the issues objectively. And he and I notice that this man is very scampish. I'll use that word scampish. He's simple. And if you don't know how to read words or make words, it could your whole brain and your mind could be askew or go askew as a result of it. He's very neat at putting words, and he's not truthful in the way he puts it. If you don't know how to read words, if you understand what I'm saying. Or like I say, read lips. Take care, sir.
Yes, sir. Lawyer's strong point is just words. That is a lawyer's strong point. Words, they may use a legal term. But honesty and truth is a simple thing. And if you speaking, a 6-year-old child must understand. And anytime an individual is speaking and the ordinary man doesn't understand what he say, something is wrong with the individual that's speaking. The government said there is no for parallel public service. Deacon said it is illegal, it is lawless, and it could be done with a stroke of a pen. A stroke of a pen means that you go to Parliament and you take a decision and solve the problem. That is simple. There's no sophistication about it. And the telephone you have in your hand is a university. So when somebody says something, you just Google. Or you ask your child to do that for you? Yes, caller, welcome. Call and speak.
Okay, now, well, I have to ask for me. Okay, now, you say that you have to go to church and wash your feet.
And let caller. When you want to quote me right. I said he should go. He said he have to go.
Yeah.
He should go and get his foot washed. Recognize that he's supposed to serve people.
All right, so when you go to church, did you get yours washed?
I'm not a leader.
Every Sunday?
The Prime Minister is the political...
You have to know what to program on the program.
Caller. Listen to me. You're accusing me, you're asking me questions, you don't want me to answer. I am not a political leader. The Prime Minister leading. And if the Prime Minister is openly lying, then you have a responsibility to ask him. The President lies. Caller. So that means Dick Mitchell right to tell lies? Caller, does that mean right to tell lies?
So he telling lies. Okay, and you talk about the former Prime Minister, like whatever the community here, the minister who run up St. Andrews Northeast, for the people and them, the only spokesman must be do something on the next side. Look in all of them, Miss Delma must load in all of them to come and reach and stretch a hand to the people of them. Miss Delma Mr. Holiday.
Yes, and I guess Selma Thomas was well glad you eventually complimented her. Because now you will not have that. You know? And this is one of the challenges we have. The members of the National Democratic Congress provide information for your political activists. Sometimes I feel sorry for them. They're helpless. Because they can't. Yes, caller, welcome.
I would like to ask a question. The NLP government, we don't know for the yeah.
You ever walk in a pub? Caller, you don't know what to... Caller, to speak. Caller, you don't know what you're speaking about. Those things you're saying that you don't know. What you need to do is to ask one of the ministers who know. You don't have a clue what you're speaking. You don't know, caller. So you have some things you don't have. Don't pension. Ask somebody who knows. Then you could speak on it with authority. You don't know. Yes. The National Democratic Congress needs to provide information on certain issues. So there are a lot of people outside there who seriously wants to defend the party. But you see, at this stage now, they're going on and they're trying. But eventually they would not be able to defend the party. When a political party, one expect them to seek the interests of the majority of the people. And the NDC is not doing that. Even a number... Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre.
Go right ahead.
If Delma Thomas do what you doing, Kate Lewis build house for them. So all who saying who don't do, but Kate Lewis build house for them.
Cultureman is just making a low blow on that. Cultureman don't care one hoot about Delma Thomas. Maybe she might, but he don't care one hoot about her. He's only saying that because he must be believed that she is likely to smile for him. But otherwise, he don't really care. Don't fall for that. Yeah? And I think it is very important. We have a call on the line? Yes. I think it's very important for us to expose these things. Because the National Democratic Congress would like you to believe that they're achieving. The main thing they're achieving is disadvantaging the people in the lower income group. Yes, Kaka.
I will tell you, caller, Mr. Pierre, I'm lovely.
Yes, you get an opportunity to speak. And I want to call you for attacking callers. If you want to attack me, go right ahead. If you want to attack me, go right ahead. But avoid attacking other callers. Everybody. When somebody calls and they express their views or their opinion, you want it. But don't attack the personally. Yes,
yeah, Mr. Pierre, you know me. I know you. And when I started to build my house, a lot of politicians...
Cut him off. Cultureman, I want you to do better than that. I want to entertain you. And then you're not a young man. You're an elderly man past 60 years. And you're a proprietor. You don't need help. If you want to build a house, don't pretend. So that's some of the challenges we have. And one of the things I am objecting to strongly is the government attitude, the government historical attitude in disadvantaging people. There are a lot of supporters, even of the National Democratic Congress, have to ask themselves why. Why historically that every time the NDC come in power, we on the same issue? Why disadvantage people in the lower income group? So you have people in the cages, even non-NDC does not benefit because the policy of the government is counterproductive to the people in the lower income group. Yes, caller, welcome.
Hello.
Go ahead.
I want the people to know, and who don't know. The women in St. Andrew, those women in St. Andrew that represent the Grenada government, the past Grenada government, they have helped every single person that they could. And some people have it that Miss Delma that do this, do that. It's not Miss Delma. It was the past MNP government. So I want these scholars and them that spreading this kind of rumor about Miss Delma, it was Delma in his pocket. Thank you, sir.
We had some of the best women in politics in St. Andrews in the last 10 years. Bain Horsford, Delma Thomas, and almost admire them. And they work very hard. And they seek the English community. And there's not all this hassle about political victimization. I'm not saying they were not isolated cases. But work genuinely to develop. Yolande Bain Horsford perhaps is dealing in terms of the assistance and help she provide for the elderly people and vagrants in the community. Culture, you are big. Culture, you are big. Not culture. Culture. I was saying Yola Bain Horsford perhaps always steal my heart. Because whether she in politics or not, that's the individual. And she never cared much about publicity. She the vagrants in Grenville, people we call vagrants, you know, and they mentally reach out to them. And she never talked about publicity. Some people say she don't even telling people what she do. I think it was natural to her. Delma Thomas also did a very good work in the community. And Emmeline Pierre did a remarkable work in the community. Skeeter came in lately, but just joined in with his group. Miss Modeste. So we had a cadre of women in the NNP that I thought was a model. And they were all humble people and very family oriented. And one have to applaud them, you know. And Delma Thomas was an integral part of the team, and she held her in. And always remember that. I always avoid attacking politicians because they're hard workers. They give out a lot. I encourage the politicians. Remember, when you come to solve, I know it's a hard road, but continue the struggle in humility. There will be obstacles on the road, but continue. They did a wonderful job. I do hope that the present Minister of Social Affairs will walk in the footsteps of Delma Thomas. Already I take issue with that because some of the women that was the intervention of Ms. Thomas got them to be re-employed. But I understand the minister is firing them one by one. In fact, out of the 11, 2 already. And I understand 2 on the red line. And one tell me she was. Because they claim, though the minister the parliamentary representative intervened and the minister agreed, but it seems that she fired one by one. That is the information I get. I have not made an attempt to verify it with the minister because I don't think she would tolerate too much of communication with me. I've not tried. But I get the information from some of the people involved. Because it does work for under 700. To tell you, it tells you the economic state of the individual. Government pays bi-monthly, it will be 3 something they get. By the week is $100 and something. And these are the people sometimes, when you speak to them, emotion running. Because they feel strongly they don't want the job. And I don't see the justification. I don't see the political impact these people influence us. Is it necessary for them to be targeted? And we Monday, Easter Monday, and we will not, but we'll back up here on target. And tomorrow is Good Friday, so we will not, I guess we will not have a program on Good Friday. You may not have the extended Good Friday. So happy Easter and see you on the first Tuesday after. Thank you very much.